Alright, we're back and it's 6:44 AM and I'm actually pretty keen to get back into these videos and finish them off. So let's get straight back in with the propeller. Now, what does a propeller need to look like? Well, this is a bit of a view here of what your propeller is going to look like. You're going to have a center hole so that a screw can go through there. You're going to have some nice filleted edges, and of course it will be finished with pine. This is going to use some of the skills you've learned before, including line usage, dimensioning, and of course the spline tool. Let's get into it anyway. Fantastic. And as we come across, please start up a new part as that loads up. Random fact, apparently I say fantastic a lot whilst making these videos. At least I did in the last ones. That's alright, let's go and create a new sketch. Come through, select the front plane. We're going to come through then and we're going to draw ourselves a line off that front plane. Now that line, from the very center, you're going to come across, and it's going to be an entire massive whopping, so I'm just getting to the dimensions here, 94 millimeters. Hope you guys enjoyed that slightly awkward store. It's going to go off your page probably, so zoom out and zoom back in. Then I want you to draw 6 lines, I think it is. So start off at the middle point and draw yourself an 8 millimeter line going up. Then do a second line coming out somewhere. We're going to dimension these later, so just make sure it's going to join that line. Then go up on a 90-degree angle and draw yourself 11 millimeters. Then press escape, press the line tool again. I'm sure you guys have got the escape button by now. If not, life goes on, you'll be fine. Draw yourself a 16 millimeter line. Sometimes the prep work can be a bit painful, but that's alright. So today it's one of the bigger prep zones to get things done. Then you're going to go through and draw yourself a 17 millimeter line. You know what, we're just going to round up to 18. Let's just go 18. Boom. Then we're going to draw one more line over on the end over here. I'm going to draw this as a lovely, set it at 90, 10 millimeter line. Like so. Press escape. What we need to do now is we need to dimension them back to that 8 millimeter line. The reason that's important is because it's going to really help us out with our shape. Now, you're getting given dimensions. When I went through and designed this propeller, I just went through and just guesstimated and then moved things around. So you're blessed there. So you're going to set that first effectively zero, or that 8 millimeter line to the 11 millimeter line at 17 millimeters away. Then we're going to dimension the 16 millimeter line to the 8 millimeter line. And we're going to dimension that at 34 millimeters. Now, what you should be seeing is these lines here should be moving and that 8 millimeter line should stay because it's linked to that anchor point at the end. If that's not happening, go through and make sure that that 8 millimeter line is linked to the anchor point at the end by starting it and creating it there. If you're still having troubles, please don't hesitate to ask one of the staff members here, as we are always more than willing to help out and get you on your way. That's going to be the 18 mil to the 8 mil is going to be drawn at 60 millimeters. And then the last 10 millimeter line to the 8 millimeter line is going to be drawn at a whopping 85 millimeters. Talk about living dangerously. Now we're going to use the mirror tool. It's going to be really our best friend during this one. So select everything. Like so. Then go mirror line, select that line there, and press apply. Then we're going to select everything one more time, go mirror line, and select that end point there, that's the 8 millimeter line, and press apply. And if you zoom out, you'll see, one, you'll have a lot of nice little notification and constraints there popping up to show us. Just press done, and it's going to hide those. And we're missing one line there. Oh no. Look, it's the 18 millimeter line. That's because I was a muppet and didn't go through and add it or select enough. So I'm just going to type that in at 18 millimeters and have that set there. Now we need to use that spline tool. We're going to come through and we're going to use the interpolation spline once again. Come and click on that 8 millimeter mark. And then from there, it's effectively dot to the dot. Go across and find where it's going to go green every time, and just continue with that going around. Now, one thing you need to do is you need to continue it the whole way. Otherwise, you'll find it won't give you necessarily the look that you're after, or the look that I'll say I'm after, since you're really creating what I've come up with. So to do that, please come through and go the whole way. Now, when you get to the end here, you need to go all the way to that little end point of that 94mm line, that first line. So you need to do that both edges, otherwise you're going to have some troubles. And as you come around, the last thing you need to do is make sure that you join it up with that initial 8mm line and the end of the spline that you just did. Click that, and that will finish that. Now, if we're looking at this, it looks alright, it looks fine, but I don't particularly love, I'm going to delete that 85mm line, the dimensioning of the 85, because I don't love how that comes in so abruptly. So then I can come across, and you'll notice I can actually, if I move that out of the way, I can grab that line, and I can shift that to how I want it, and because I've mirrored, it does what it does to one side, it does to the other, which is great. And so I'm going to drag that out until it gets a little bit rounder. I think that looks a bit nicer, because you want to have nice smooth curves. Once you've done that, come through and go finish sketch. Zoom out, press extrude, E for extrude, and this is a bit painful, this one. You come through and you just click every section to add the extrude to. Now it should be we're going to go a whopping 4mm extrude, like that. We're then going to come through and we're going to sketch on that initial face. Go sketch, select the face there, and because we started in the center point, we know that's where we can add our circle. And this is where design intent comes in. We definitely could have gone through, add a 3mm circle. We definitely could have gone through and added this in that initial sketch. Press finish sketch, press the extrude button, and go direction 2 for remove. And look, it's going to go the whole way through because that was the last dimension we set. And if we come around to the back, you'll see we have a lovely circle for a screw to go through. What you will have noticed on my other one was that we had it filleted. So go fillet, move this out of the way, and just, is it going to do it? It did. Do that, and it's going to fillet everything. That'll be fine. We even filleted a little screw hole, which wasn't required, but that's fine. We've done a 2mm fillet, and just go OK. And last but not least, let's go through and add that ever important texture. So tools, materials, and this is going to be pine. Go radiata. I think that's what I was doing for the last ones. Yeah, it looks pretty similar. Press escape up there, and remember to save this. So file, save as, and we're going to save this as Propeller. Not Propeller Disc, just Propeller. And save. Congratulations on finishing yet again another movie or YouTube clip. Once again, if you do love this, feel free to do it in your own time on weekends. Share it with your friends. And congratulations on learning.